So the online metrics are very interesting. I'm talking about Jones and Lewis, because Jones and Lewis are in a fight right now. You don't have to wait to see Jon Jones and Derrick Lewis. You just have to observe because it's happening right now. Jones and Lewis are in a fight for public opinion. We understand that Lewis has the rightful claim to the Ngannou fight because of his ranking, his win over Curtis Blades, and the fact that he's beaten Ngannou in the past. We understand that Jones is very intriguing and the experiment of a great light heavyweight moving up who didn't have losses at light heavy. Right, there's something there. But these guys have to battle it out now. For what does the audience want? What do the fans want? Because if the wind starts blowing in Derrick's direction, in terms of it's what the fans want, boom, Dana's job just became real easy. Derrick's already got the lineage support. He's already got the ranking, if you will, support. Not to mention, he has answered the question of can he beat him, because he already did beat him. But if he also gets the fan support, there's just nothing to see here. So let's do the metrics of social media. Real simple. Both guys put out a similar tweet. Let's see who has more followers, but ultimately, let's see who gets more engagements. Jon Jones has more followers. Derrick Lewis crushed him with engagements. Jon came out and did a tweet and said, I would not do the fight for $8 million. Lewis came out and said, I would do the fight for $8 million. Very similar tweets to the same sphere on the identical topic of who's going to have Ngannou next. Lewis did 3,200 engagements. Jon Jones, in his last 10 tweets combined, does not have near 3,200. So Derrick Lewis just blew him out of the water. And I don't know that that's a fight that Jon needs to take on. I think it is another miscalculation by Jon. He's miscalculated and misplayed this thing from Jump Street. He's attempting to argue that this is a bigger fight. Okay, no problem, Jon, but what about the guarantees that you got for the other fights? Are we not going to make good on the Gustafsson that was a flop twice? Your Anthony Smith, your Dominic Reyes, where the arenas didn't even sell out, but we still came in the back and did what we said we would do? Are we going to make good on that? Like, what exactly are we doing here? Are you going to be fair to us and we're fair to you? And this is a two-way street? Do you show up with a checkbook so we can get squared up on these other ones that were complete misses? Or do we have the right to have a big win? Oh, by the way, you still get your level of participation, which is infinite. Nobody puts a cap on you. It's infinite, but it's going to be based on business as a whole. I only bring that to you because it is the major thing that Jon has done to separate himself from the audience. Telling the audience who has a hard time figuring out whose house they're going to go to so they can all pitch in so they can have the $50 to put down to even watch the fight, telling them that their hardships with that $50 is nothing. As a matter of fact, it's not even worth his time for only $10 million. I mean, you see the great separation. So Derrick Lewis needs to be very careful right now. You be the everyman. Let him be the elitist prick. Derrick is starting to win. And people can argue this all they want. Numbers don't lie. And now not only do we have numbers greatly supporting Derrick Lewis, they're publicly audible numbers, which again are beyond debate. Derrick Lewis got 3,200 engagements for the exact same tweet on the exact same topic at the exact same time as Jon Jones. Jon got buried. Jon needs to find a way to get to Ngannou. And it looks like his opponent right now is the office. This is where his focus would. Jon somehow detoured and is now in a public debate with Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis is very loved. And that was a miscalculation by Jon. He never should have gone head-to-head with Derrick. He doesn't need to go head-to-head with Derrick. He and Francis have business out. Derrick's trying to weigh in on the money. Nobody weigh in on that. You all have a contract. You've already signed it. You all got paid out and didn't bring it back. And Derrick Lewis, you got a big fat check for Curtis Blades. Is there some part of you that think that was some great night of business? No, you know what happened. And you know there's good ones and there's bad ones, and it's like the chains in football, okay? At the end of the game, it's, at least in theory, kind of evens itself out. Derrick, don't play the game Jon's playing. Let him separate himself. Let him go out there drunk and let him do that. Nobody's fighting to get this fight for John. Just a group of haters that believe Francis can beat him. First time ever, right? The odds came out first time ever in John's career. He is the underdog. And the haters just want to see the guy that they hate get cleaned up. That's not strong. That's not strong enough, Derrick. The people like you. They like you because you're like them. Don't start talking about the 8 and 10 and competition straight up. You versus him, you've earned it. You've beat him before. You're going to give Ngannou an opportunity to show that he's really the best. The end.